So Michael,
And,
Field gave us, I think, like 10 different guys the Patriots could draft at the end of the first round. I want you to give us like 25 of them, if that's possible.
I know way
your
more
time
guys.
starts now.
Yeah, I know way more guys than Field. I've been studying this draft. It would be. I don't want to embarrass your guests.
Right.
In this case, it would be ESPN's Field Yates. So I will keep that private for now. But we all know that I have 10 to 20 more guys to add.
We
saving it for BST.
Actually, did you watch the Underwear Olympics last weekend? And were you dumb enough like me, even though you swore yourself off from developing draft crushes, did you fall in love with any players? Because after the Patriots traded out and didn't take Ladd McConkey, I almost divorced myself from being a fan.
That's fair.
Because they screwed that. I was rooting for him to score touchdowns, Michael, against the Patriots. I was so mad.
Well, he did. So luckily for you, it panned out for you. But no, I have been
scored 2. He should have scored 3. But anyway,
I have been. That was
ahead.
Was one of the lowest points in Patriots franchise history, with the NFL Network broadcast continually being like, Ladd McConkey, Jalen Polk, stats. And here's what the Patriots got in that deal. And it was like, oh, they just kept hammering it. So that was a bad day in New England football history. But no, I have been sort of turned off from the whole process of the combine, just because it's not a made-for-TV event. It's not a primetime event. Don't lie to me and tell me it's a primetime, nighttime TV show. It's a Saturday morning, pancakes and coffee. Look at those huge men in underwear running around thing. So I'm a little turned off by that.
And Michael, you did get really into arm lengths this year, though, I believe.
I did, and I missed it. Like, did they televise that? Because I want to see the footage of Will Campbell's arms being measured. That was like Holyfield Tyson 4 right there.
That was actually on onlydraftfans.com.
I missed it.
That was a different measurement.
The shrine in the Senior Bowl. And a little bit more shriveled up. The combine was like they had been in the pool, so to speak, those arms.
I know. Yeah, they weren't as long. They weren't as long as we thought, but let's see if we can get some more measurements in the coming weeks and months, because I'm all into arm measurements this year.
Yeah, all right. I just want to jump in here. We're a little behind in the super chats. We want to give time to the people who have spent their good money here. And Hurley, you lead off with this one, because it strikes a balance between free agency and the draft. Kyle Marston asking, he gives us a shout out, but how many signings would need to happen for the Patriots just to be able to go, like we could take whoever we want it for, just best player available. How many players or what positions or what players would you sign in free agency just to say, it doesn't matter, we're just taking the top guy at number 4?
I mean, for them to take a tight end at 4, I think they'd have to make about 30 signings before we get to that point. That's how desperate they are. But I think they have to do something this weekend. They have to get something in the trade market before free agency so they can kind of prioritize come Monday. If you're shooting off in 3 different directions, you're kind of hurting yourself. So I think they would want to get somebody this weekend that can answer fill one of their problems, plug one of their holes, and then come Monday, they get their top guy at whether it's Ronnie Stanley or whoever it may be, and then go from there. I don't know that there's an answer to that with the number, but I still think they should be in best player mode, generally speaking. Like, I don't think they're able to pass up on anyone because of roster fit at 4. I mean, they just have too many holes.
I think it really starts with, like, they need a left tackle. If they don't sign a left tackle, then you almost kind of lock yourself into one at 4, which you definitely don't want to do. But yeah, I think it starts with the tackle there.
I agree.
Yeah, it definitely does. And so Michael, we over at the Six Rings podcast and at WEI, Andy Hart and I referred to these quote unquote battles for left tackle and right tackle as the hobo rumble and the bum fight the last couple of years, because all the Patriots kept doing was just sending people in with trash cans and garbage to fight for these spots. They never took any sort of like post Trent Brown, Isaiah Wynn, etc. They never put any proper equity into it. They just kept doing a volume fight. It was the quantity versus quality battle. And I just hope that now with Wolf and Cowden and Mike Vrabel, who obviously understands this. I mean, I wish I could get Taylor Lewan from a couple of years ago to jump back in and do as much. Like, you got to get somebody in there that your quarterback trusts, because damn the torpedoes of worrying about how fast your wide receivers are and who your running back is. If you can't block for your quarterback, then it doesn't matter, because when you were 32nd in pass blocking and 32nd in run blocking, the need is very obvious. Get big guys and then develop the team from there.
Yeah, and that was sort of, I mean, everyone had takeaways coming out of the Super Bowl. One being that if you have the best offensive line, best defensive line, best running back, 2 best receivers, and a really good quarterback, you can win the Super Bowl. But the other thing was, Pat Mahomes, we would agree, all of us, pretty good at playing quarterback, pretty good at the position, not bad, pretty well accomplished. Behind a terrible offensive line, he couldn't do anything. So what chance does Drake? What chance does Drake may have to survive? So I think that is step one. And I know like the other big picture, I think I've been watching and listening all night tonight, so there's no one I can name that hasn't been named. My Patriots offseason picture, it's big picture. It's just removing the stigma, like Mike Reese talking about the suck tax. Like, we got to stop talking about the suck tax. You got to stop being a team that, well, he would never want to go there. DK Metcalf would never want to go there. You got to, and it started with Mike Vrabel. I think he had some stability. But you got to keep building, the weight room, the NFLPA survey, all that stuff you have to build. Maybe get rid of the airplane with the ashtrays or give away free cigarettes, one or the other. You can't have neither. And just sort of build back to respectability, because that's the biggest thing where you're going to have to, you're going to have to overpay now for these guys that aren't going to want to be here necessarily. And everyone points to like Aguilar or Jonnu Smith. But there are hits. Matthew Judon was a star here. He connected with the fans immediately and was a Pro Bowl player. Hunter Henry has been the go-to guy for every offensive coordinator that's run the team since he's gotten here 4 years ago. So you've got to overpay this year. It's not a long-term fix, but you have to start rolling the ball downhill to the point where the Patriots can be a legitimized, good NFL team, and then you can go from there.
Hunter Henry is now being lapped by offensive coordinators. They're back to Josh McDaniels. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that means Patricia's coming soon. So
oh God,
we're gonna reverse engineer the offense again. Damn it. So have you like developed a crush on any guys in the draft, Michael? Is there anyone that you like? Is there any one guy that you would love to see the Patriots take? Like, I love Jihad Campbell, the linebacker outside edge guy from Alabama, just because he kind of does everything. And I think there's a chance he may fall later. There are some receivers later on, first round, second round, that could make a difference in Foxboro. Just any sort of quick draft thoughts.
I can't tell if it's pie in the sky. I've been big on Abdul Carter since I first saw him play and just looking like Michael Parsons out there. I just feel like as good as Judon was, that like the Patriots haven't had a guy that, Chris Collinsworth gets on. It's like, let me tell you about this guy. Once his arms and legs get going, there's no stopping him. They just haven't had a player. And I know that there's no one guy that's going to lift them where they need to be. And there was an era where we all come from where maybe an elite pass rusher was a luxury. I think we're well beyond that era where you need it because it's such a passing league and they need it. And so, you do need you need a lot of things. But that one to me would be the most exciting, especially if you're going to go, heavy on big defensive linemen in free agency. You're going to need something a little bit more lively than that in the draft.
So someone just donated $25, Michael, because you're in a suit and not in a hoodie, as I guess is more commonplace when you're on Pats Chat. Everyone listen, subscribe, rate, and review.
They're lit right now too.
If you want any question answered, and I don't know how much longer we're going to go, we're still waiting on Tom Curran, but like Fitzy and I are at least too deep. And Doug might get punch drunk. I don't know. Like, we'll just hang out. Anything you want answered, you donate $25 with the $sign on YouTube, the Super Chats, Venmo. Ask away.
Mm-hmm.
We have nothing to lose. Hurley, though, has to do TV in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I got to say, Mike, I'm surprised you answered the question because rumor has it you hate the draft. Care to expound? Which I
draft hater.
No. I mean, I hate parts of the draft. I think the fact that the Thursday night thing in 10 minutes between picks, it's excruciating. Everyone knows. Sometimes you'll see tweets from 3 picks ahead and you're still, and that's a half hour and you're like, I can't do this. That's 30 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. So I hate the Thursday primetime thing. And I hate truly that there's 2 months here. Like, this is a long ass time.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. You shouldn't have to wait 6 effing weeks.
It's so
between
long.
The end of free agency. Like, you're going to give me the best appetizer ever, and then you're going to do 47 minutes between appetizer and entree? Screw this restaurant.
Like, it could be the first weekend in April. It doesn't have to be the last weekend in April. It's just obviously they pick it on the calendar. So that part, the draft is an important thing. I do miss, and this is maybe an old thing, I miss the Saturday draft. I miss, we're gonna have to do maybe next Friday night. We could do like a whole half hour on Tom Brady. Weren't those the great days, fellas?
Half hour, yeah.
The good old days.
How come we can't get guys like that? Oh, Bob Lavelle, thank you very much.
But I miss the Saturday thing. If I could tweak it, all right, get rid of if you want the prime time, round 1 on Thursday, whatever, skip Friday and give me 2 through 7 on Saturday at least, because I hate the disjointed Thursday, Friday, Saturday thing. Saturday is brutal now. It's just they killed it, and I don't like it.
We got 100 pounds from someone who wants Green Day album rankings on the next Bats Chat.
No, that's Pat's Chat Central right there. I was like, I don't know that I want to do this on your
Actually, you know what? Because Tom Curran's late and I need to grab a beer, and Michael has 5 minutes until he has to go do television because he's fancy and wearing a shirt from Bonobos. Let's do it.
You mispronounced Marshalls, but yeah, same thing. It's interesting. The Green Day thing will be interesting. I'm gonna need to think about it.
I think we're gonna need to wait until a Pats Chat to do that, because Dookie would be number 1, but I might even go Nimrod number 2.
Really?
That might be
Where's American Idiot?
American Idiot's gonna get hate for getting overplayed, but it's like it's not Green Day's fault that Boulevard of Broken Dreams was on 7 different radio stations at the exact same time every 5 minutes of every day. That's not their fault.
I gotta
say, Doug, Michael, I used to work before I did any sports radio. I worked at a rock station. I used to work at K-Rock 20 years ago.
Me too.
The Howard Stern's old station in New York, humble brag. And my first job there was just being like a sports guy on an afternoon rock show. And they didn't pay me for the first 6 months. I got paid in tickets. So I just got to go to all these shows in town. So everyone, Kaiser Chiefs, Coldplay, Pearl Jam. But the best show was I got to go see Green Day at whatever the Tropicana in Atlantic City's performance venue is. And that show was un-effing believable.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Right off American Idiot. They, like Billy Joel and the gang, they brought it.
They touched the sun.
Also, I was 20 years younger.
Yeah.
I'm dead inside.
And that's the other thing I wanted to say. I am drinking water because just like Mego, I am a professional, and it would be uncouth to drink before going on the TV. But also, I know you're giving away Bruins tickets tonight. The Bruins obviously dismantled the whole franchise. But I'm here to say to whoever wins those tickets, I went a couple weeks ago, still had a wonderful time, even though it was probably the worst hockey game I've ever actually witnessed. I may have overindulged that night and haven't had any alcohol since then because of how bad the hockey was. But it was a good night, and whoever wins those tickets, have a good time, because I'm jealous of you, but also I need a break.
Michael, tonight on TV, can we get you to say a certain word for the 9,000 plus people watching? Like, can we sneak something in on our behalf?
I mean, that's your game. I don't want to steal it, but give me a shot, because I do have to go run out there before the show starts.
Is it? It's got to be a Green Day album, Nimrod or Insomniac.
Insomniac. Maybe Warning. Warning's easy. Warning. That's
no. I was Fitz. I mean, he's got a whole hour. Like, I'm thinking like Snuffleupagus. Like, we got to up this to like a certain level. That's just.
Ooh.
I just gotta say we got a packed show. There's 2 guests. There's a lot to talk about. So
Michael,
I'm not sure.
BST Friday.
Michael, make it easy. Fandango.
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I will not be able to pull this off. I'm no Andrew Callahan, but I'll try.
Fandango, you got that.
I know.
Buddy, there are no bigger fans than these 3 guys right here, and everyone in the chat. Thank you, buddy.
I appreciate it. All right,
thank you, Michael.
I'd stay, but responsibility.
TV calls.
Yeah,
it sucks. What are you going to do? Growing up, don't get old.
See you, buddy. Congratulations.
Right,
Thanks so much.